Hi, Toby. I keep seeing video responses to this question, and I have to say, when I first saw your video, I thought about making a response, but I didn't want to make one right away because I felt like it was something that you couldn't just come up with an answer right off the bat. I feel like it was something that I needed to sit on and think about, and I'm catching up on videos today, and I've seen a few people's responses. I saw Raul's response, and I think I saw Trisha's response. It's been a few days, and I saw Mark. I saw his response, and it's interesting. It's really been interesting to see. It's a really good question to ask. It's been really interesting to see where everybody comes from on this, and I kind of want to chime in, I guess, in some ways because I'm younger. It's been really great to hear everybody's response, and I think it's interesting to hear what our responses are, I guess, at different points in our life, because I know Mark mentioned going to a high school reunion, and you know, your idea of a soulmate when you were 18 is very different than when you're much later on in life, and I think it's a concept that evolves over time for a lot of people, and for a lot of people I think it has to do whether they're in a relationship or not, and if they're in love at the time, and all kinds of things. I think my definition is it's evolving. I think it changes, and it has changed. I don't think soulmates are necessarily people you have sexual relationships with. I think a lot of times they're not sexual. A lot of times they're intellectual or emotionally based. I think a lot of the people that I would consider that, I think they're people that I have some kind of a deep, meaningful relationship with, whether it lasts for a month, whether the relationship has lasted for 10 years, whether it's lasted, for a year, whether they've come in and out of my life, or whether they're here for a short time. It's the relationships where I have some kind of a very deep connection, and it feels like that person came into my life for a reason. And whether they left my life and they're no longer a part of it, they're people that when I look back, they were there at the right time. And maybe they're not there anymore, but the connection was there. And a lot of times I go through the idea that maybe they're people that are from a past life, that we run in the same circles, and we have some reason we need to cross paths again. A particular person comes to mind, and I know somebody will know who I'm talking about. When I teach, there's a kid that I ran into, and I stared at him, and he stared at me. I'd never seen him before, and we looked at each other like we knew each other. And every time afterwards I would see him, when I would go to rehearsals, he would look at me, and he couldn't figure out where he knew me from, and I couldn't figure out where I knew him from. I've never seen this guy in my life, but I know that I have some kind of connection with him for some reason. And I could get hold of him if I want. He's younger than me, but there's some reason that we are connected, and I can't explain it. And so I have to say that there's some reason that our souls, our beings, our whatever it is you want to explain, are connected, because there's nothing in my mind that is telling me to connect to him. It's on an emotional level. I think it's interesting because one of my best friends wasn't necessarily my best friend in high school, but she was always there in the right moments, in hindsight. And we're both fighting illnesses, and we have this understood friendship where we come in and out of each other's lives because we're both busy, and she works and I'm sick and she's, so busy. But when she takes the time and I can take the time and we can sit down, it's like nothing changed. And I think that is a soulmate type relationship. There's something there emotionally, there's something there that is clicking that I can't explain. I think it can be sexual. I think there can be a sexual part of it. I think that the people that you're in romantic and sexual relationships, you can be soulmates with. I think for me, I guess the best way to explain it is there's some reason or some feeling that makes me feel like I've known this person before. I guess that's my best explanation. And it may change over time, but that's what it is right now.